Hi crafters, welcome back and thanks for joining me today. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we are going to make this new card. Now this is either called a stadium card or a wave card. The fun part about this card is when you open it up, your design will wave at you. Now as you can see, there's only 6 reindeer because 8 will not fit on here because of the size of the card, but I wanted to do a standard 5x7 card, so I had to make it just a little bit smaller. This card is so much fun. You can do so many different things with it. And this is how the card will look when it's fully open. And then I just added some stars as some additional embellishments on the card. Now as we go through this card, I did add centimeters and then inches. Centimeters will be at the top corner on the left. We'll need 3 pieces, and this is the pattern paper. And these will be cut at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Again, centimeters will be at the top where there's dimensions. Next, we will need the base piece, and this is going to be cut at 10 by 7. And then we need 1 additional piece. This is going to be cut at 8 by 8. And then we're also going to score in this. So it doesn't matter which side, but we're going to score this at 3 inches, 6 inches, 6 3/4, and 7 1/2. And this will be for the wave. It's easier to do the one sheet than to sit there and cut strips and then score each one. Then we also have the sentiment that'll be on the front of the card, and this measures about 3 1/2 by 2 1/2, but you can use any sentiment you want on the front. Okay, so we don't need our scoreboard, so we're going to move that out of the way, and we're going to fold this piece. Now the easiest way to fold it is you're going to start on the end, and I'm just going to fold it both directions, and then I'm going to score that first score mark. Then I'm going to score the second mark. I'm going to go the opposite direction. And then I'm going to score the third one, crease that out, and do the opposite direction again. So that's what you should have so far. And then we're going to take the last one, which is at the 3-inch mark, and we're just going to fold that. It should fold in half with the other sides folded up, and this is what you'll have. But that's just so that we've got all the creases done so that we can cut this. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard or my trimmer, and we're going to cut these in 1-inch strips. And you're going to end up, you need 7 of them. So we did it by 8 just so we had an extra strip just in case we messed up something. So I'm going to quickly just go ahead and cut all of these out of the way. Okay, so those are all done. And again, you should have 7. So we're going to move our trimmer. And then we're going to glue these and fold all these and crease these out. So the easiest way to do it is just to start at the bottom, fold those back in, and then you're just going to glue that flap to that little piece. So I'm just going to put glue on the very little tab, and then you're just going to glue the other end to it. And this is the piece that you should end up with. So I'm going to speed forward this and do all of these. Okay, so now all of those are done. I'm just going to crease out that top piece. Okay, now for the card, what we're going to do is the base piece, we're just going to fold that in half. You can score it first if you want. I'm just going to fold mine in half and then crease out that fold. And then we're going to take the layers, the pattern paper that we did, and we're going to glue that down. But first I'm going to take my eraser, my rubber eraser, and just go over the edges because my blade is getting dull again, and this will get rid of all those little pieces from the blade not being very sharp. Okay, so we're going to glue the layers inside. It doesn't matter on this, the pattern is going in every direction, so you don't have to really line it up. So I'm just going to use my quick dry glue, and I'm going to glue the first top piece and the two inside pieces down. And again, you can use your double-sided tape or just your regular tape on the, is it a roller? You can use that. I like to use this glue because it really sticks. Just make sure that's lined up, and then we'll glue the other side down. I like this paper because it looks like Santa's, in the stars. Right, so I'm just using the bone folder, and we're just going to crease those out, make sure the glue is all the way down. And in the front, we're going to glue that last piece on, and we can just glue it now because we're not going to do much to the front of the card anyway. And then just secure that. And again, use your bone folder just to push out that glue. So that's the base of the card. Now for the inside, we're going to glue these down. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got your seam going the same direction. So I'm going to put my seam at the top. That's where we glued it. So I'm just going to quickly line all these up so that the seam side is up. I'm going to take my glue, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue 1/2 side of each of these. I'll show you. Let me move this card out of the way. So I'm just going to line this up on my board. If you have a board, it's easy, so you can line it up. Make sure you're even, and we're going to put glue just on half of it. And you can measure these if you want to make sure that you are exactly precise. You can mark these and put glue on, or a pencil mark, and then make sure you're gluing. So I'm just going to put glue on about half of it. Not even half, actually. I'm just putting enough just to secure it. And then I'm just going to line this up so it goes halfway, making sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom. And I'm just going to push that down and push that glue. And you're just going to continue doing that, one on top of the other, in the same order, till it's done, till all 7 are glued together. So I'm going to fast forward this, just keeping the video going so you can see. Again, making sure that they're lined up and they're about halfway on each one. And this will just make sure that when you open the card, they pull evenly. So that's number 6. And then the last one, that's number 7. And then I'm just going through and making sure there's no extra glue and using my eraser and getting rid of any glue that I accidentally got too much on. So now we glue this to the card. We're going to put this in the center. You don't want to go all the way up to the center of the card. You want to go almost up to the line of where your pattern paper is. And then we're going to be about 1 inch from each side, just slightly over 1 inch. So once you have that down and you like where it is, just go ahead and keep it there. Put glue on the last leg. Move this up so you can see. So I'm just putting glue on this last piece. You're going to glue the entire thing. And then just go ahead and close the card. And then push that glue down. And as you can see when you open it up, and then just let the card go all the way to the other side, and then put glue on the other end of it. And again, put glue on that, just on that one top piece. And then you're just going to close the card on itself again, and then push that glue down. Just really make sure that's secure. So that when you open it up, that is how your card goes. Got some extra glue on here, it looks like. Yeah, it's just stuck just a little bit. Okay. So that is the wave or stadium card mechanism. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue Santa and his reindeer. Again, only 3 fit on here because otherwise they would go over the edge of the card. So right now I'm just going to line these up, see where I want them. Now when you put this in there, you can lay him down, make sure he's flat so he is inside the card, but I don't like him on the bottom one. I'm going to put him up on one. That way it looks like he's a little bit more in the sky or flying. So I'm going to glue him right about there. And again, you can glue it, but before you totally put it on there, make sure that the card closes and he's not sticking out. I'm going to put him just at a little bit of an angle. And then again, I'm going to close it and make sure that he does fit in there, and he does. And turn him just a little bit more. Okay, that's perfect. Then for the reindeer, I'm going to place these. And I have 3 of them, so I want to do all 3 different ones. So I think I'm going to do one there, one here. No, we'll move them up one. So we'll go on to the third piece of the mechanism. And I'm just putting a little bit glue, and I'm just going to secure his foot. I'm going to close it to make sure that he does fit in there. As you can see, he's just a little bit too high, so I'm just going to push him just a little bit and then push that glue down. And I got extra glue in there. Yeah, I got extra glue. Get rid of that. As you know, I love a lot of glue, so it doesn't make it the easiest thing to do sometimes. I'm just using that eraser just to get rid of the glue. It works wonders, especially on the sticky glue. All right, so I'm just going to close it one more time, make sure he does fit since I was moving him. And then I'm going to glue the next one. And you can glue these anywhere you want. Just play with it and see how you like it. So this time I'm just going to glue the leg. I'm sorry I'm out of camera shot. I'm just gluing just his one back leg. And then just securing him down. And then the last one we'll put on the second to the last one. And you can put them anywhere on here, just as long as they are sticking up at the angle that you want. Now the Santa and the reindeer are images that I drew and I colored with just some alcohol markers. I just thought Santa with his reindeer would be a cute card for this. All right, so I'm just closing it just to, again, make sure they all fit, and they do. So that's what it looks like, and you can just adjust these before they totally dry. This reindeer looks a little crooked. Looks like he's bent. Then, yeah, I like that. Okay, so then I also have some stars, and I just cut these out of glitter paper, and I'm just going to randomly put these just to give it some more embellishment on the card. I'm going to fast forward and just start gluing these down in just different places. Okay, that's enough embellishments, otherwise I'll overdo it. So then we've got the sentiment that goes on the front. So I'm just going to put this and just center it. We're going to glue it down. Now you could add some more embellishments to the front if you wanted. So I'm just using the glue again. I'm going to put it in the center. Make sure it's even, and then go ahead and just secure that down. And then I'm going to take just a couple of the stars and I'm going to put them on the front. And get some nice flowers on here. Just there's a couple different things that would really look nice on the front of the card. I'm just going to keep this one simple. These are not being nice to me today. Just a few more. We'll just put one on the bottom here. Let's do a little one. Alright, so as I finish up this card, I want to thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I love doing these videos and having you craft along. Until next time, happy crafting, and I hope to see you real soon. Bye-bye.